Hey guys, Paul from Net Audio here, and today we're going to talk about the Chevy Avalanche and the Cadillac EXT. We've had this design online for quite a while, and we've built many different variations, but we have 4 different versions online already, but of course we can custom make it to an extent based off of what it is that you're wanting to do. All of our Avalanche enclosures are built on the same platform as far as how they fit the vehicle, how they go together. All we're changing is just the depth in order to get more airspace. I figured it was worthwhile for us to sit here and make a video going over the basic features and the basic designs and fitment and what's available, what you can request, stuff like that. As we know, this is for the Avalanche, so 2001 to 2013 Chevy Avalanche, and then also the Cadillac EXT counterpart. I know that there's a Hummer H2 SUT. I've never tried it, I've never worked on one, but I know it's built off of roughly the same platform and the same Midgate function. So it might work. I may be talking out of my butt. The way that these are put together is you can clearly see we have a front baffle, and then we have these 2 protrusions top and bottom. The way that the Midgate works in this truck is you have your little latch in the middle, pop the glass, then you turn it the other way and it releases the latch to flip it forward. So it has these 2 door style clasps up top. The ones on the factory Midgate come off, and then you put this in the truck and you fit it up and you make some marks and you screw those clasps back into this. On the bottom of the enclosure, we have the hinge portion. For installation of this, clearly we have to unbolt the hinge portion from the factory Midgate. You take it out, and then there's this little spring-loaded flappy thingy that is kind of a bridge. So whenever the Midgate folded, this folds over and it fills in where the pivot point and the gasket and all that stuff is. That has to come out. There's a series of Torx screws that come out for that. To put this back in the truck, it is a very snug fit, and it's a snug fit on purpose. Typically, this is a lot easier without the subs in the box, especially in a case like this, and with a second person to help with installation, because it really needs to be pushed up tight in order to fit tight against the rear gasket where the Midgate seals off. Then you can flip up the hinges and you can screw it into this extended portion down here. Now, yes, we're still using the hinges, but this is not intended to still open and keep the Midgate functional. It was never my intention to do that, and quite honestly, if you're investing in putting some big old boy sound system in there, then Midgate function's normally not that high on the priority list. Can we make it do that? Yes. Have we done it? Yes. So if that's something you want to do, contact us. It's just not something we have on the website, because honestly, I don't want 100 different versions of these boxes. For assembly, what makes these different, if you notice, the front side of these boxes is very kind of simple and clean, especially compared to a lot of other options that are on the market, and there's a couple of reasons for that. So instead of us having something flashy, we went for going for something that's stronger, but also simpler for us for installation. When we attach the back of the enclosure to the baffle, there's actually what's called a dado. So there's a 1/4 inch deep groove that goes around the entire perimeter of the box. So the back of the box sets down into that baffle. So it's faster for us for assembly, so we know it's going together the right way for you, but it also increases the strength of that joint immensely. So these are very, very strong boxes. With the ported boxes, the way that the port is built is it is part of the structure of the enclosure. It is entirely bracing front to back. So this is a very, very strong enclosure. Now this is one of our larger ones. This is 6 cubic foot. This is for 2 Sundown SA15s, SAV2 15s. So 6 cubic foot, fantastic for a pair of 15s. Really great for 312s ported. But we also have much, much smaller enclosures. I actually own an Avalanche, so the one I'm going to do for my truck is as absolutely thin as I can make it, because I just want a pair of shallow 12s. But that keeps me my bed space for whenever we go out of town on road trips. The main thing with these boxes is we want you to look at the airspace, but also the mounting depth for the box. So like what I'm wanting, it's 1.6 cubic foot, so 0.8 cubic foot per sub, which right where most shallow 12s want to be, or we can do an array of shallow 10s, but that box only has a mounting depth of around 4 inches. So you're only losing roughly 2.5 inches of actual bed space by the time you take account for where the gasket and everything is. So really thin enclosure, but it allows you to keep cargo room. So we make that box in 1.6 cubic foot, 2.4 cubic foot, 4 cubic foot, and 6 cubic foot. We have done slightly larger than 6 cubic foot on request. It gets really expensive to ship. This enclosure as it is really expensive to ship. We're roughly 55 by 26, 27 inches by about 16 inches and roughly 125 pounds. This is a mini fridge. I mean, this is a big box to ship. Even with the thinner profile ones, we still have the same face. So the big chunk of the shipping cost is because of this profile right here. So that is definitely something to consider whenever you're shopping for an enclosure, is that shipping cost is definitely going to be added onto it. Now with our 4 different versions, 4 different airspace options, we have those also in sealed and ported. Ported enclosure obviously, but if we're doing say the 1.6 cubic foot, well you could very well do a shallow 10 or a shallow 12 or the right 8s in a ported box, and you still keep majority of your cargo space. So we have them laid out that way on purpose. Our limitation is we have to be able to get it through the back door. Now, if we went bigger, could you come in through the bed and twist it around and do all that stuff? Yeah, but man, again, you're getting into shipping. Anything over a certain size, UPS, FedEx, they're not going to take it. Now we're getting into freight, and we're having to ship it with a semi-truck on a pallet. That's like 4 or 5 times as much of a cost at least. It really goes up on the shipping cost. If you're wanting something like that, I would recommend reaching out to some local shops, or if you want to bring the truck to us, then we can definitely do something bigger. The benefit of doing an enclosure like that is like this in these trucks is you don't always have to go bigger. Acoustically, what we're doing is essentially the same as you doing a wall in an SUV. The sound is all going forward. It is braced structurally to the truck, which is going to help with loading. It has nowhere to go for the sound but forward. So you're not getting rollover, you're not getting any additional like colorization to the sound from that rollover effect. You are getting sound firing straight at you. It works very well. That's why all I want is a pair of like shallow 12s. I will be very happy with it. We've done that. A pair of the proper shallow 12s on 1,000 watts in this tiny little sealed box, it works very well, because you're getting all those acoustic benefits off of a simple subwoofer design. Can we do these in a fancy box? Yes. Have we done them? Yes. Is it on the website? No, because every one of these is built to order. They are all different configurations. Yes, this is 6 cubic foot, but no, not every 6 cubic foot we have done is ported 15s. We've done ported 12s, we've done ported 10s, we've done sealed 10s. So they're all made to order, they're all made according to what application you are needing it for, what options you choose. So options, this box, we have black carpet that you're looking at, but the back of the enclosure is actually bed lined. The bed liner is actually an option. It is not a standard feature like it is on some vehicle or some other options online where they do the whole enclosure in bed liner. So the standard option is we do carpet on the front, say black carpet, tan carpet, whatever matches your interior. And then if you don't upgrade for the bed liner on the back, then what we do is just regular box carpet. You're dealing with, at this point, potentially almost 20-something year old truck. So the gaskets and how they seal off is not always the best, but if you live in like Arizona and it's a dry climate, then yeah, save $100, $125 on doing the bed liner. The water and the drainage, the leakage on that back tonneau cover is not as critical. But if you do choose the bed liner, then the way we do it is we still carpet the face, so that way when you flip the seats forward, it still looks like it belongs in the car. But then you get the bed liner on the back of the enclosure for that additional protection. Is it going to help with anything acoustically? Probably marginally, because yes, it is sealing off the wood. The main thing is that we are trying to protect the wood and keep moisture out of it. What that cost is going towards is we have to do additional body work. We have to body fill all the nail holes, all the seams and everything from assembly. We actually bedline the enclosures here ourselves using a 2-part epoxy polyurethane coating. It is a system that we've used from the same manufacturer for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. It works very well in our climate. It works very, very well on bonding to wood. We don't have to do any crazy prep, but we have to fill over the nail holes just like with any other bed liner. If not, it just creates a bubble and you're going to have, you know, an array of nail holes. So you're paying for the material, paying for the actual prep time that we're having to put into it. So it's just one of those options that we are offering. But like I said, we're not doing anything on the website as far as custom, but we do have room. And we have done them in the past. If there's something that you want to do, then by all means let us know. But that's about it on the Avalanche and the EXT. You know, it's a box we've had for a really long time. We just finished this one and thought, hey, it might be worth it to talk about it because it is a popular vehicle. Even though it's older, it is still a very popular platform for the people who have them. I'm in a bunch of Avalanche groups, and I know there's a lot of people hunting for ones that are in good shape. If you have an Avalanche and you're wanting to put some bass in it, we've got a bunch of options for you from big to small. So just reach out to us and let us know what it is you want to do. We can definitely get something worked up for you, but I'm also very familiar with those trucks. So if you have questions about applications and installation or anything like that, feel free to reach out. It's definitely something we can talk to you about. Hit us up on Facebook, social media, YouTube, in the comments and all that fun stuff. You can definitely call us at the shop at 940-767-1800. And always you can email us at paul@netaudio.com and we'll get you taken care of. Thanks, guys.